Hello everybody, welcome to a brand new live stream of China Horizons. This is Niao Niao.
This is Yushun.
We are here in Xizang.
Yay!
Quite a special place, not my first time, but it's Yushun's first time. But actually here, we are in a location that is worth mentioning. For those of you who haven't visited Xizang, this is a place where it's super high when it comes to altitude, because for us, it's above 3,000.
Right now, it's 3,600 meters.
I thought you were going to be very specific because you were checking your watch.
3,663 meters.
Yes, that's how high it is. And in this place, not only does it have beautiful snow-peaked mountains and beautiful sacred lakes and the great natural environment, it's also a place that is so rich in culture.
Yeah.
And that has something to do with what we are here, well, the place we're in right now.
Yeah, and as you can see, we have a lot of carpets behind us, also in front of us. So that's why we're here in the company called Kawa Jian Company. It's a carpet company, and it is selling a lot of different types of carpets or in different patterns, and we're going to see.
When we say different type, we actually mean the patterns. Like
patterns.
That the patterns, the pictures on it are different, but they are all authentic Tibetan or Xizang style carpet.
Yes,
they
all handmade. And
it has a long history.
With the unique taste of the Tibetan style, and actually Tibetan carpet has a history of more than 2,600 years. So it's been a kind of a tradition of having one Tibetan carpet in a household in the area of Xizang.
Do you have a carpet in your home? Because I don't. I think
I
it
do.
has something to do with habit, right? In my home, I do not throw my clothes on the floor or on the carpet.
How did you know that?
And also, I understand that for a lot of people, to start with, carpet is very practical because you can put it alongside your bed.
Yeah.
And for some people here in Tibet, their carpet or their different types of Tibetan carpets, some of them even go up the bed, on the bed.
Yeah.
And also for a lot of other people, they put their carpet in different places, and the different styles of carpet also show their taste. I think that is why with the aesthetic of Tibetan style carpet, it is one of the most popular type of carpet around the world in the international market.
Yeah, actually this company has been established since 1994, and back then they were selling a lot of their products overseas, actually, for example, to the United States, to Europe, and
to Nepal, for sure.
Nepal, of course. And these carpets are favored by the consumers, and with different types of patterns and also pictures on it, I mean. And one specific one is the tiger carpet, which is quite and very popular.
We have a tiger here.
Yeah.
This is a tiger. Yes,
it is a tiger.
Yes,
yeah. They have different way to show the tiger. So, yeah, this is a quite popular pattern that's been favored by a lot of consumers, and I was born in the year of a tiger, so I'm actually thinking about getting one. You know?
So for those of you who are watching the live stream, we are in the exhibition hall of the company, a real company, or even this is the office plus factory plus the company itself, all of it inside this yard. We're going to show you the yard a bit later.
And the residential area of the employees.
Yes, and here in this residential, or in this exhibition hall, you get to see their favorite or most popular products. I think all of the products are designed by the people in this company. So behind us, you get to see the Potala Palace, which is quite delicately made. And today we'll show you how to make a traditional Tibetan style carpet. We're walking, very carefully, because this hall even is exhibiting all these different carpets. It's not meant to be stepped on.
Of course,
they are final product.
They're all for sale.
Yes, they're for sale, and people, some of them are already even sold. Is this a tiger?
It is.
It is a tiger, right?
And when you're touching it, you can feel that it is so stern, and it's quite resilient in the way that you can use it for a long time.
Oh, that is the thing, because for traditional Tibetan people, people living in Xizang, there is this tradition of born on this traditional for these days, to be honest. We cannot worn out our things anymore, even for household necessities or carpet or beddings. It's no longer the time. I mean, I understand in the past it's very important to make sure the quality of the carpets are really good, because for a family, perhaps if the family is not with a very well-rounded background, very wealthy background, they can only afford to have this really good quality carpet for, I don't know, at least 10, 20 years. So it has to be really good, and it is.
This having a vintage style that's getting so popular, right? So we never know which kind of a pattern is going to be popular, or the most popular ones.
Enough about fashion. Let's talk a little bit about the traditional technique.
Of course.
Because here, the reason we're visiting this place, we're visiting this carpet factory, is that, in fact, since 2006, traditional Xizang style carpet has been listed as a national heritage, intangible heritage, the technique, the pattern, the way to make it, and how it's welcomed and also celebrated and valued among people living in Xizang is all included in this item or this specific culture.
Yeah.
And now we're stepping into a place where you
store.
don't get to see quite often, because, like we said, it's a factory plus it's kind of like a small plantation
factory.
And so this place is not usually or used to. It was not used to be a place for people to tour, to go into and experience. It's not the kind of workshop that you used to see a lot in other places, and especially tourist destinations. It's a real factory.
Yeah, it is a real factory. And all of the process of making one complete carpet has been done
found here.
Yeah, and but they are also developing that kind of tourist destination kind of path of inviting, or not, like you can make reservations online and then you can visit the factory to see the whole process of making the carpet, and through one step by step, like us.
And what are we doing now?
Yeah, this is actually a warehouse for all of the wool, and you can see, wow, Kitten's gonna be thrilled in here. So this is the original color of the wool, I would say, and they will dye it into different colors. These are the different colors that they're using for making carpets, and the reason why they are, first of all, the raw material of the raw carpet are basically or mostly wool, and cheap wool, and for the reason that they are more of in a state of resilient, and a little bit...
The fiber is longer.
The fiber is longer and resilient.
Yes.
That is why it is not that suitable for making clothing, but
they're tender enough.
No, then they're perfect for making carpet and make it to be more sustainable in some way.
Sustainable, yes.
Yeah.
And if we want the carpet to be as pretty as we saw in the exhibition hall, we want to make the coloring of the thread, the dyeing of the thread quite well. And now you can see these samples.
Yeah.
These are different samples of colors.
Rainbow colors. Even.
Rainbow colors. And they would give a number to a specific color. Just like, I don't know, have you played it? If you're a boy, probably you haven't played that game of having, it's kind of like an embroidery, but it's a super simple one. And the way you do it is you have all these different color of thread, and you have a raw piece of fabric with a lot of hole on it, and you can use this very simple technique to put the thread in and out with different colors, and slowly you're painting a picture with the embroidery. It's a little bit like that. And the reason I'm mentioning it is because previously in ancient times, or at least 30, 40, 50 years ago, the craftsmen manufacturing these carpets, they were doing it out of their imagination. They're painting a picture with the thread. They do it with the imagination or the image in their hearts. But now, because we want to make sure the product is standardized, so the color is supposed to be relatively standardized. It has to be the same color. If we're talking about color number 50, ooh, that is a... Okay, so we're looking at color
18.
19, 5, 9, 20. I am only assuming this represents not only the color, but also, or maybe the category of the color. It's a specific kind of green. And this specific kind of green has to be like this all the time so that the quality of the painting remain the same.
Yeah, actually, before the show, I was talking to the manager of here, and they were saying these colors, they've been used for more than 30 years since their establishment. But what you can see is that these colors are quite modern, I would say, some way. That word is called Merendy, right? I assume these kind of colors can be called as Merendy colors. But right now, as I just mentioned, fashion is like a circle. 30 years later, it's getting popular again, right?
So in this place, we see different piles of thread in different colors stored in different places, and they have their numbers. And once you take these different threads into another room in the factory, you get to experience the next step. So let's take a look.
Of course, let's go. Wow, I'm really, fascinated by these different colors, and if you cannot smell it, of course, but we can smell it in this warehouse. You can actually smell the tradition and smell the craftsmanship.
Part of the reason is that for this company, they're using a specific way to dye the thread, dye the wool.
And they are like they imported all of the equipments in this factory to, I think, make sure the technique is the most authentic, and also to make the tradition to be passed down. And
I don't know.
You don't know?
Because they imported the equipment 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And we did a little sneak peek into the factory already before doing the live stream, though we're taking you to different places.
Yeah.
Yet we see the equipment. They're not that high tech, to be honest.
Right.
They're more of a very resilient, and you can use really long. Sister，
Yeah.
您好啊，我们来看您最快 How fast? It's harder than it looks, I have to say. You know, when I was better.
Oh, what a happy girl.
And she would go by the wool, and I would have, wool balls. Can you try? Have you ever tried it in your home?
Of course. No.
Okay. 大家，我们尝一下。
大家 take a break and I'll do the work for her.
I think you can do that.
It doesn't look that hard. I don't think it's that easy, you know. 我做的对吗？
You have to make it into a ball. A ball of wool.
It is obviously not a ball. Oh man.
You're so clumsy. You should.
Indeed. I will never be a cat in that way. Indeed. Ah.
Lower.
Lower.
The reason that we are looking at 3 threads putting together is that when they're producing the carpet, what would happen is that you use these 3 lines of thread together. We'll show you a bit later, but you should. You are slowing down the process.
I am so sorry. So the 3 thread of this wool is making, I think they're making 3 into 1 to make the carpet.
That's what you're doing right now.
Yeah. Why this one is not moving? Stop being lazy. I'm getting faster, isn't it?
You are getting faster, but we need to move.
Okay.
Let's move on to the next step.
Yeah, let's move it back
stop
to
slowing
Jack.
down the process for our Jack.
谢谢。
谢谢。
Wow.
And though we are not there just yet, asked about what this carpet is doing here, I was told that this side, so we can show you the 2 sides of the carpet. This side is supposed to be super tight, whereas this side, you get to see the end of some of the thread. And if this side is not flat or tight enough, you use this little chisel to, kind of put them in.
Wow.
Make sure you put them in.
Make sure you're not ruining it.
I'm not ruining it. I don't know. Maybe I am ruining it. We were told that in this factory, all of the carpets are handmade. So instead of using machine, which do exist in some other in some other companies, and also are appreciated by some customers, this factory used the traditional techniques. They used the relatively traditional inspiration for the design of the picture, and definitely all of it are handmade.
And what we can, you probably didn't see it in the warehouse. Actually, there are the pictures for the design, and they will just do the work through the pictures or according to the picture and make different threads into different positions and then make the shape like this.
We'll be able to see that a little bit later.
And this is actually the yard of this company, to be honest. And as I said, this is also the residential area of their employees, because on the second floor is the rooms that all of the employees are living. And some of the employees have been living here or working here for more than 30 years, which means since the establishment of this company, they have been working and living here. So yeah, some of them, they even some of them started working here since they were 18 or 19 or 20, and then they probably get married, saw somebody, get a child, all in this company. And it's not only a home to
It's
them.
a very traditional way of romanticism. I see that with life changing so fast, developing so fast. This is definitely a quite idealistic style of living if you are into a very slow pace of lifestyle. But it's not to say that the company is not developing or has not been developed. We've talked about the fact that they are using only man-made or handmade technique to human and animal coexisting in this place so happily and lovely. I think that dog's name is Nana.
Yes, Nana.
Can we see Nana? Oh, Nana
is over there.
Nana is a little bit scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Okay, Nana.
Hello, Nana.
Nana, can I pat you? I can't. I don't think I can.
Yeah, he's a little
Nana.
bit angry.
Yes, Nana is a little bit I would say it's because Nana has not been seeing so many people, but I would be lying since when we were here, we've seen several rounds of tourists coming here to admire the technique, maybe buy a carpet or two, and enjoy a little bit of tradition. Since we talked about these traditional style or traditional Xizang style carpet being a intangible heritage for quite so long, a lot of people would like to come here and appreciate the technique and enjoy, or even get hands-on. And I don't know if I can. I'll ask a bit later. And Yushun has already mentioned that for now, again, previously, what used to be the way of making the carpet is that you have the pattern in your heart because you always make the same pattern, and you know how many threads of the color red goes into this line, and then how many threads of the color blue goes into the next line. But that has been changed. To start with, we want to make sure the color is very standardized. And the next thing is you would have a blueprint to do all this. And there's the blueprint.
Yeah. They're making the carpet according to the blueprint. But still.
You cannot tell.
You
cannot tell what
she
the
is doing
pattern.
that.
Yeah, she is doing that, but it's hard for us to tell the pattern. Whereas for her, she knows how to read the map, and she knows how many lines goes into how many threads, how many lines of certain color. And here we have all the colors. And Yushun has already mentioned in the place, the storage, having all the different bowl of walls, they have the blueprint or the design pattern of each and different pictures of the different carpets. Yes, and that is because for this place, for example, they do not accept, I think they used to be able to accept customized patterns, yes, but not anymore. Yet now they have these very... Part of the reason is that their products are very popular, and they are already looking at so many orders that they cannot handle,
and
so
also
no longer customized ones.
They offer a lot of different choices of patterns.
Of course.
And that's what the manager said. The patterns they are having is enough for you to pick, and you will absolutely find one that you really like. And
we have a lot of you watching the live stream. Make sure you leave a comment or have a shout out to us. And if you have any questions, whether or not you do not understand some of the blueprint you want us to explain, or you want to purchase a carpet, I cannot do that for you, but I'll ask
Are we
about
getting into commercial time?
Contact information of this company, so they will tell you what to do. And at the same time, if you have anything you want to say, you can put it in the comment area. In the meantime, let me see if I can find someone who is kind enough to teach me a technique or two.
Oh yeah, and you know, through just seeing them doing this kind of work, I can feel that, or that's a little bit warning. I'm getting into a little bit philosophical. You know, they are doing this carpet. If you want to have a carpet that is so perfect like this, you have to do this step by step, line by line, right? It is not easy to do it, and I heard that for one carpet like this that you are seeing, it's probably going to take you like 30 days to just do it, and then you're going to take another 30 days to finish everything, like let's say cutting it and shaving it and everything, like, and exporting it. So all of these probably going to take you like 60 days for the customer to actually get the carpet that they ordered. Okay, she's doing it. Yeah. So,
我可以坐下来，我学了一下，你让我来做看。等你把你这里这个好像好难的搞完。Okay, let me see.
Okay, I'm just inviting Nyo now.
Yes. 哦呀，你要把它绑上去。让我来试试看我的。哦，对不起。
She's sitting down. Be careful.
谢谢。用这个是不是？要用2根。Okay, so you take 2 lines. This is kind of like the baseline if we're talking about the foundation of the carpet. And then these are the coloring parts. So for the part that has already been accomplished, if you take a look, it's been finished, they will cut it a little bit once they put it down. 哦，这里这个要剪掉，是不是要剪开？那这里呢，我就是可以，哎呀，我的是搞太下面了，这样可以吗？
这种可以。
这样可以哈。然后拿2根。
那两个。
Okay, you take 2 threads.
两个，
这是3个了吗？2 threads. 这里，然后这样。哎
Be careful.
Okay.
Don't ruin it.
I'm not ruining it. See, I can do it.
Ooh,
I
awesome.
can do it.
Wow.
2根。Okay, so
You're getting your side job here.
I am.
这是不是那个？
不对吗
Oh no. Got it wrong.
Got it wrong. Okay.
Can we redo it?
这样。
哦，不的。
哎呀哎呀哎呀哎呀哎呀哎呀！等一下，我们把它穿出来，我们穿出来重来，穿出来重来。
We're making all of this trouble just to show you that how
How
hard it could
hard
be.
it is, yes.
And
Okay,
how,
so-
yeah.
Okay. To be honest,
哦好。
I have to say I was learning it even before the live stream, and I want to know how hard it is, and it's quite hard, and I'm very, very slow. But Aja here can be quite fast.
Wow.
这样，是不是
You know
要
what?
抓很紧？
When you were doing this, I feel like it is even
阿佳，
more
你来做，我看看你要可以搞多快。She can be really fast. Let's take
Yeah.
a
这
look.
种的，这个一样。
You are like the slow motion of this, you know? But in that way, it makes me feel that it's even more fascinating that these kind of handicrafts, it's not handicrafts, but that craftsmanship is just so astonishing and amazing.
阿佳，你好快啊！你做这个多久啦？多少年啦？
30年了。
这已经30年了吗？就这个做了30年了吗？那你会，你所有的都会，还是就是只做这个？你还有其他的工序你也会，是不是？你全都会？你可以自己一个人做一个毯子。So she said that she's been doing it for 30 years, literally 30 years. When we say that they do it for 30 years, they have a life here, they start a family here. Yu Shun was not exaggerating, and she is being very skillful. The reason that this company chose handmade, I think it's because they want a little bit of human touch. Because nowadays, when it comes to Tibetan style carpet, there are definitely manual ones and also the ones that are made by machines. And you can, 谢谢大家，我们走啦，谢谢。
谢谢。
And you can combine these two techniques as well. And I've heard that for some people who've been very much into this cultural heritage skill or item, they've been doing a lot of development and research in it so that to start with, they are including or enlarging the number of colors that are used in this carpet to make sure, because you know, more colors, more smooth transition the picture would be. So that is happening. And at the same time, they're using 3D printing to manufacture, yes, Tibetan style carpet. And for this company, even our feeling is that it's still quite traditional.
Yeah.
People are using definitely just handmade skills to manufacture these.
Understood.
Thank you. Xizang style carpet. They are accepting orders online. They are using a modern day blueprint to show their workers how to do it, though I think they know how to do it. They've been doing it for 30 years.
Yeah.
But for these new pictures, yes, you need a little bit indication. And after that, they would cut the line and the carpet would appear as the one that we've seen, and they would also use the chisel to make one side very flat, and then use the, I think, scissors to cut the other side.
Yeah, and actually the patterns and the way that they're doing it, as we said, is quite traditional, and because they are all handmade, right? And the manager is also saying that the why they are keeping it is because they think the pattern is taking the sense or the element or the vibe of traditional Tibetan style. And I think, and they're saying that it is their way to actually contribute to the society as keeping a culture and passing it down to make it as a heritage or inherit to our next generations.
I know it's a little off topic, but I cannot just ignore what's here.
Oh, yeah.
You have to take a look at this place. We talked about people living here, living on the second floor of this plantation, and they are cooking here. and also boiling water here. And
Boiling
this
water using these, how do you call these
solar
things?
panel,
Oh.
solar power pot.
Yeah. Oh, this one's in process, and you can see the steam here. So they're actually boiling water through this kettle. Wow, it's shaking and yeah, it's really hot, and they're like collecting the sunlight to make it hot enough to boil the water. And it is totally drinkable, and everybody's using the water here. We were seeing like several kettles on these kind of shelf. These are they just designed for this?
Yes.
Or oh,
Yes, they're traditional
I'm sorry.
style.
I'm sorry for being so ignorant.
Okay, so final question. This is a place with beautiful carpets, traditional intangible heritage, with all these beautiful architecture that has been standing here for over 30 years.
Yeah.
There is this tranquil lifestyle with cats, dogs, and your best friends since your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Since 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Would you choose to live a life here?
To be honest, I would. You know,
Me too.
When I was stepping into the door, I feel that I am feeling so differently when I get into like other, let's say, factories or plantations. It gives me a sense of home, because when people are actually living in here, their life is here, and they're of course making a life through these kind of techniques, and they are making a carpet that is representing a lot of things, and I think that is something that you can really expect from your life, and when you are having that kind of lifestyle, and that gives me a sense of just feel so blessed, I would say.
I agree, and I would also, my answer is also yes, only because here I have internet connection.
Okay.
Right along the corner, there is a little coffee shop that tourists getting their carpet, to picking the one they want to buy, and also enjoying a little bit of experience that we just did, would also be able to sit down and enjoy the coffee and maybe have some pictures taken and posted on their social media platforms. Also because if you step outside of the factory, the road is right there. You get to be in the center of Lhasa enjoying your nightlife or any kind of life in just half an hour, because the traffic situation is that smooth. And also because if you want your kid to go to the best university in the country, you send them to school, and after certain years of education and really good score on certain tests, you can still do that. So I think when it comes to different lifestyle, the most important thing to me is that you get to choose.
Yeah.
You get to choose to stay here for a while, playing with the cats and the dogs and enjoying the tradition, the beautiful tradition of the Tibetan style and also Xizang style carpets, and celebrate the tranquility, listening to the bird chirping, sitting down, enjoying the coffee, and breathe. But
What
also,
a life.
you also get to choose another kind of lifestyle the moment you decide on it.
Yeah.
And that is a blast to me. And thank you so much for watching the live stream. For those of you who are interested, we are here in Xizang. This is our special program, China Horizons. For the following days, we'll continue to bring about more interesting videos, live streams, and also video podcasts for you to enjoy. And if you're interested in any specific place here in Xizang, let us know. Probably we'll be able to take you there. This is Niu Niu.
This is Yishun.
Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next
Next time.
Bye-bye.